Hi, I'm Yappo, and with me today is EvilUrchin.
Hello.
And in this game, I had 140,000 of inducements, which I was trying to get Urchin to buy an apothecary or buy a cheerleader or something, but he wouldn't do it.
Honestly, I really should have just bought my third Pestigore before the game, but, hindsight.
And it's snowing because there's a glitch in Cyanide where whatever the weather was the last game carries over to the start of the next
No,
game.
I was about to say I didn't recall it snowing.
No, my last game was a blizzard, so it carried over the weather effects because French. Anyhow,
Alrighty.
with my loaner money, you'll notice there are two Ulfwarners on the field. I bought a loaner Ulfwarner to play
Yeah, I
this
was
game.
momentarily confused by that myself.
I thought the strength would be better than just having an extra apothecary or like two Bloodwiser babes. So
Also, that was an awesome catch by my Pestigore, I'd like to point out.
that's what we went with. Oh, and I guess we didn't talk about this. I am playing EvilUrchin's Hamnurglers here. So
Best team in the league.
no, Nurgle is terrible.
Keep saying that. You keep saying that. Hopefully this game will, turn the public perception around.
Nurgle's big gimmick, I talked about it in the thread during voting, but is that they basically stop you from doing things. The Beast of Nurgle, number one there, has tentacles, which is a strength roll against his strength to keep you from dodging away. It's
He just
got
wants hugs.
Yeah, he tries to hug everyone, but he's got foul appearance, which means you have to roll a 2+ every time you try and block him. And he's got disturbing presence, which means pass, catch, or interception rolls get a -1 modifier within 3 spaces of him.
I think those tall, green, handsome fellows also both have the foul appearance and disturbing presence abilities, the Nurgle warriors there.
Yeah, which means that you really can't do any sort of ball handling anywhere near Nurgle players.
Well, you can pick up the ball, it doesn't affect that.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's it. It's not.
Well, anything else is just too elfy for anyone's own good. That's really that's Nurgle's thing, really. Dwarves are anti playing the game. Elves are anti. Nurgle is anti-elves.
You can't punch him, you can't dodge away from him, you can't throw the
Well,
ball.
foul appearance only works 1 in 6 times.
Yeah, but that's still quite a bit when you throw the blocks over the period of games. And the other thing about Nurgle is that we talked about this in the thread too, but their positionals have regeneration, so they don't die very often. But their linemen have decay, meaning anytime you hit, yeah,
Good roll.
this is what I get for starting with the Yeti. Although he did
I was-
pass his loner, so.
And now he's fine. Yeah.
But that guy punching there is a Rotter who has decay, meaning anytime he rolls in the injury table, he actually rolls twice. So he
They're-
is
sorry,
twice
go
as
ahead.
likely to die.
They're still surprisingly invulnerable. Because they do have AV8, so they still don't go down that easily. At least I rarely actually have Rotters take injuries. And Nurgle is my main thing, so I have a lot of them get punched a lot of the time.
That's true. That is also a Blodge Guard Nurgle Warrior.
He's pretty cool.
A huge pain in the ass because you have to roll a die to try and hit him, and then he's got block and dodge, so you have to roll a pow to knock him down, and he's 4 strength.
The day he rolled doubles was a fine day for the team. I'd never really seen a Blodge warrior before, but it works out pretty well.
It's really good, I think.
Usually someone would have probably given him a bashy skill with doubles, but this is not a bashy team. That's not how I'm building them.
I appreciate it. One of the problems with Nurgle is that you can really easily see teams that are min-maxed.
Yeah, claw palm everywhere.
Claw Palm being a set of skills that treat armor like it's 6 all the time and allow you to reroll any injury that you don't get what you want. So generally just huge dick moves as far as injuring players.
Yeah,
And,
that appears to be like every high-level team on Fumble.
Yeah, Fumble is the super serious Java league for it, or for Blood Bowl. But I've asked the coaches in the league to limit themselves on the amount of claw piling on mighty blow players that they have.
Luckily, I don't really like that play style, so I wasn't going that way in the first place. I prefer to play Nurgle as they're meant to be played, to make sure the other person can't actually play the game as much as possible.
Yeah, you need more wrestle if you're going to do that, though.
I've only got Sunday so far. All my warriors are getting at their next level up.
It'd be ridiculous.
Basically, I'm looking for all my warriors to have block, guard, tackle.
That will be a huge pain in the ass to deal with.
And, of course, the dodge one.
Yeah.
And the Pestigors are definitely a player that do not get much love on the Nurgle team. No one really ever thinks about them because they're just beastmen. But for Nurgle, they're basically one of the most important players.
Yeah, since Nurgle warriors, unlike Chaos warriors, only have 2 agility, they really can't do any of the ball handling. And Rotters are terrible. They have 3 agility, but only like 5 movement.
Yeah. Actually, I think is it 5 or is it 6 for them?
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Probably, it's probably 5. I can never remember these things.
So, Pestigors are basically your only player that can do anything with the ball at any reasonable rate of speed.
And at least compared to the rest of your team, they're excellent at it. Especially since they've got pretty good spread of ability selection, especially with mutation too. So if you really want, you can get a extra arm, big-handed one for ball carrying.
Yeah, mutations are very good. I don't think they get enough love, but oh look, foul appearance.
Yay!
All right, and so normally I really shouldn't do this, but I really wanted to surf that warrior or that Pestigor, and I really had to get that guy off to make the dodge. So I get a 1 die and then a 2 dice block, or a -2 against, but at the -2, all I gotta get is some sort of push or power or some combination therein.
Well, let's point out that he's currently punching the only bashy player I have.
And there you go, -2 double pow.
Poor Birdie the early bird.
And it's right back where it started.
1 step forward, 2 steps back. That Pestigor has block, mighty blow, and jump up.
And here you'll see tentacles. Can't even attempt the dodge.
Nope.
It just doesn't even let you try. It's like, nope, sorry. No fun for you. You can't play.
And that is pretty much the entire reason to get a Beast of Nurgle. Because you do not want to ever block with them.
No, Beast of Nurgle's job is to just move next to people who might be important. Literally, that's all they do.
Yeah, he's been in like 16, 17, 18 games. No star player points at all. And you know what? I'm fine with that. He doesn't need them.
Now, Beast of Nurgle's pretty good because he's hard to punch and he's hard to get away from. And although he does have really stupid, so.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to block with him.
That's true. And tackle. Damn you. I guess that wouldn't matter because you pushed me out anyway, but yeah. I push out the Pestigor, he's fine. I get KO'd when I get pushed out. Some bullshit.
Hey, I rolled double skulls. It's fine. It evens out in the end.
I guess that's true, and now you have a wall of guys that you can't get past.
Yeah, I was definitely kind of scrambling for something here because Nurgle does. I've gotten like 2 or 3 turn touchdowns with him before, but a lot of the time it can take a while sometimes.
And part of my problem against teams like this too is that with your warriors there, I've got 1 guy with guard, and 2 guys with strength 4 and 1 guy with strength 5, versus your 3 guys with guard, 4 guys with strength 4 and 1 guy with strength 5. So Dauntless.
Yeah, that's why you bought the Ulf to start with.
Right, and Dauntless helps a little bit, but with all the guard around, I don't really get the assists I need to make Dauntless work real well.
And Warrior Ball. Don't see that every day.
I hate this game. The other thing was, coming into this game, I was coming directly off of a pretty bad dicing in the random skill league that we're doing. So I was not in the best mood to play Blood Bowl when this happened.
And against your favorite team too.
Yeah. I hate Nurgle. Just never do a thing against them.
I'll never understand your baseless hatred of the best team in the game.
And here's where the guard really started causing problems.
And this is exactly why if you're building claw palm warriors, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, it's 4 guys with strength 4 and guard are really hard to get punches on unless you're chaos or dwarves where everyone has guard.
Out of the freaking box half the time.
It's like, I don't know.
Do dwarves have a guard out of the box? I can't remember.
No, but they all have strength access except the runner.
Yeah,
So-
they all have block and tackle pretty much out of the box. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh.
So
God, that's terrible.
yeah, your first skill is always guard or mighty blow, and it becomes really, really hard to punch them since they're all armor value 9 and thick skull.
Mm-hmm.
And now all my guys get punched, and you run down the field.
Well, kind of slowly saunter down the field. Warriors aren't very fast.
Oh, that's true, but we'll pretend he's running as fast as those short little stubby legs will carry him. And the backstory of Nurgle, if you're not familiar with it, is that Nurgle is one of the greater gods of chaos, who's basically like pestilence and disease, which is why they all have foul appearance and disturbing presence, and they're all supposed to be really nasty.
He's the chaos god of life. Just look at it that way.
Yeah, they're all like nasty and smelly, which is why you can't ever punch them. And so they're basically a more gimmicky, specific chaos team is the best way to think about them.
Yeah, they're more. They're really more defense oriented to get specific about it.
Yeah, because I mean, a 1 in 6 chance to not block someone doesn't sound like it's that big, but when you consider you throw generally at least 3 or 4 blocks a turn.
And I swear that the RNG is biased against big guys on that rolls, because I remember certain games where I've had like tree men fail foul appearance on every single block on my warriors.
It's pretty impressive. And I was like, alright, I'll get my guard die down here, and I'll knock that beast of Nurgle out with Dauntless, and I'll be standing next to ball carrier. It'll be great. Fucking
Womp womp. 2 rerolls.
No, he's got dodge.
No, oh yeah, that's right. That's Odin, isn't it? Yep,
Yep.
never mind.
Yeah, he snaked it. Snake the dodge. So now the Nurgle warrior just saunters on down the field, and I'm like, welp. And another interesting thing to notice, since routers are so cheap, 2 routers marking an Ulfwerener is actually in Urchin's favor as far as team value goes, since they only cost 80 between the 2 of them, and an Ulfwerener is 110.
Yep, and I really don't care what happens to them at all.
And that's actually the loner one, so I don't care what happens to him, but I don't really want to do a frenzy 1 dice block without block. Before I do other things that should work, like dodging out with dodge, but I'm not bitter or anything.
Not even tackle, so yet. Oh, if only I'd had the full lineup of the skills. Someday in the future, perhaps.
You had even worse dwarves to punch.
They'll never be quite as bad as dwarves. They don't have a thick skull.
You could get thick skull.
That's true, I could, but I don't think I'd bother.
And that's kind of the other thing about Nurgle is like all the skills that they come with, foul appearance, disturbing presence, are all good skills, but not necessarily ones you would take. Like there are more important
disturbing
skills.
presence is nice and all, but I don't think I would ever actually just take that on someone.
Right, and like thick skull is similar. There's a bunch of skills that are good, but people just don't take because there are better options. It's like, alright, how can I get down to at least put some pressure on the ball carrier? It's like, I can blitz the warrior with my down berserker, and it'll open up some space.
And, there I am wondering if I should hand off to the beast, which I was seriously considering for a moment.
It's like, alright, that's a 1 die, I'll do a 2 dice block, it's fine. He's fine.
Nope.
Ulfs without block. They are the worst things.
But even though the novelty of a beast touchdown would be awesome, I didn't really want to delay the game any more than necessary.
Yeah, and 1 agility is not the best way to... If you drop the ball around there, you run a serious risk of not being able to pick it back up in
Yeah,
in time.
exactly. Or my Pestigore probably could have, but still not worth it. But yeah, the Pestigores, I definitely have a very specific way of building them. Like, I always have the same 3 Pestigores, depending on how doubles go. Because you need one for ball carrying, one for ball assassinating, and one for murdering.
We gotta look at this ugly guy. Like tentacles coming out of his face, and
Handsome fella, handsome fella.
at least my KO's back, so could be worse. And Nurgle, as you can see here, kind of chugs the frame rate a little bit. I didn't change any of my settings between this game and the other games.
It's better than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
It's not as bad as it wasn't as bad as I expected it, but Nurgle is just terrible all of the way around.
And see if you can spot what I did wrong here.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 turns left, or no, I got 3 turns left, which is enough for a touchdown, because I got guys with enough movement over there. So my plan is to rush the one side, because all of his players are kind of slow. But that kick in conjunction with perfect defense is really not helpful.
And see what I still did wrong here.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, there it is. I'm stupid.
Yeah, that wasn't the best choice. I was like, oh, damn it, foul appearance. But I really wanted him out, so... In hindsight, I should have just taken the POW and not surfed him and, you know, saved my reroll, but... That's no fun.
So, technically, that was a good strategic decision, because it made you waste a reroll. Okay.
I wouldn't go that far.
Leave me with my fantasies.
I was like, alright, how can I get guys out of disturbing presence to catch and pass the ball? I wanted to throw to 9 there and run over for the handoff, but he's in like 3 disturbing presences, so that wouldn't work.
And it stacks, by the way.
Yes, so he would have a -3 catch and modifier, so it would make him roll a 6+ to catch the ball.
That's why it's always kind of a balance when you have that many disturbing presence players, whether you want to spread them across the field or put them in like one hot spot that you know the ball's going to go through.
I was like, okay, I'm going to run some guys down here. Alright, we doing this, since I can't really punch his line. So I'll the guard and strength 4. He's got it. Nope.
He don't got it.
He's not in any disturbing presence either, he just...
Sucks.
Yeah. Like, anything but a 1 or a 2, he would have at least gotten it over there, and Odin could have tried to dive and catch it.
And now hugs by the ball.
Yeah. So now picking up the ball becomes more challenging because you got to get away.
Yeah, having your beast parked next to the ball is always a good thing.
Tentacles is a really good skill that no one takes on anything but the Beast of Nurgle, who comes with them.
And the occasional Minotaur.
Yeah, but most Minotaurs don't live that long.
Well, yeah, that's only for Democracy Chaos.
I've seen Minotaurs without, but I mean, most of them die fairly quickly since they only have armor value 8.
Yeah, Minotaurs, yeah, they seem to die way more often than everything else, even other armor value 8 players.
Who knows?
RNG doesn't like them.
I guess not. Yeah, this is not looking the best, but...
Just trying to push your players as far over as I can.
You get everybody away from the ball. Because picking it up is hard for me now. And you receive next half, don't you?
No, you do.
Do I?
Yep.
No. Well, that's better than I thought then. I forgot how this game went.
I remember all too clearly.
Let's Yeah, I can still theoretically do it. I got 2 turns, and Sven's got 4 agility. Or not Sven, Manglarmer's got 4 agility. And I think Odin is within blitzing range, and he's got Dauntless, so that'll probably help. But, you know, EvilUrchin, never fail in a roll.
It's just the Pestigors. Pestigors never fail. They're the best players in the game.
It's like shit. Alright, what am I gonna do here? So, alright, get some punching in, try and kill. Part of my strategy against Nurgle is to try and kill Routers, because they are the easiest players to take out.
And like I said earlier, though, they're still surprisingly resilient, even with decay. Because, you know, armor value 8 still protects them a lot of the time.
Yeah, they do.
Like, sorry, go ahead.
They do fairly well for themselves. It's just, it's kind of one of those things where that's one of my few options that I can actually do.
Like, I remember I was playing a Khemri team, and I just had a Rauder stand next to every single one of the Tomb Guardians the entire game, and they were fine.
And I was going to move him down for an assist, and I was like, wait, shit, I'm going to need him to score, so I'll move him up here. Now, I got this turn and then a turn after this to try and make all this work, so. Sven's got it.
Actually, I don't remember what happened here.
I do.
Oh? Skull, yeah. And a KO.
Yeah, to add insult to injury, and I was like, well, there's the half.
Now, on the bright side, I can't score.
That's true, but you can punch the crap out of me while I stand here.
I get the feeling I'm just going to more push you around.
Same thing, right? Also probably a Pestigor vanity pass here at some point, but... Yes,
nope.
Going for it. Never do going for it, kids. They are
I figured even
evil.
if I failed it, it's turn 8, whatever. But then again, that's right, it's you still have one more turn.
And, yeah, I think I decided I was going to try and surf you here. Because that's about a thing I would do. At least I should try that. I don't know if I do or not. I probably do some stupid block and fuck everything up. Foul appearance. Doing a thing.
No,
no,
there you go.
That's what happens. Oh, Yetis. But,
worse than Ulfs.
yeah, there's the first half. I get to receive next time, so maybe I'll bring it back.